Marjorie Taylor Greene. Will we ever see the day when she doesn't cause chaos? Hello everybody, David Shuster here. House Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene in a few short years has developed a long history of derailing House committee hearings, and she just did it again. At a House Homeland Security hearing, Greene brought up the case of Kilmargo Garcia, the Maryland father deported without due process and jailed in El Salvador. Greene tried to introduce into the record a social media post from Trump Attorney General Pam Bondi claiming Garcia was part of the MS13 criminal gang.
According to the Attorney General of the United States, she posted that the evidence shows Kilmargo Garcia has repeatedly been identified as a member of MS13 by a Maryland County Police Gang unit, which I introduced for the record, a reliable confidential informant, ICE officers, an immigration judge agreed, and an appellate board agreed.
Without
So you have, is that a court order?
Objection.
Well, I object.
No, she can put anything she wants in the record. She's not complying to your request, Mr. Goldman.
She asked for unanimous consent.
Okay, so you're objecting to her putting that into the record?
I am objecting subject to a clarification. Is that a court order that establishes that he's a member of MS-13?
An immigration judge agreed that he was MS-13.
For bail purposes.
An appellate board agreed.
Don't misrepresent.
Hold on.
A judge.
Everybody pause. We're going to let one person talk at a time. You ask a question. Answer the question, please.
According to the Attorney General of the United States, she informed the country that an immigration judge agreed that your Maryland man, Kilmargo Garcia, is MS-13. An appellate board agreed. ICE officers
are misstating
agreed.
what the
reliable
Mr. Goldman,
informant.
the clock is not yours right now. She has the floor.
And Greene, is using a tweet from the Attorney General to justify Garcia's foreign imprisonment. As you heard, the Republican chairman of this committee, Mark Green of Tennessee, is trying to maintain some control. But when you have a lawmaker like MTG believing that a tweet is evidence, and then you have a former federal prosecutor and Democrat Dan Goldman who knows better and also knows that the Maryland cop who implicated Garcia did so based on hearsay and was fired for alleged links to a prostitute, none of which MTG wants to disclose, well, things tend to go off the rails. The chairman asked MTG to answer Goldman's question about whether the Bondi tweet is evidence of a court order about Garcia. MTG instead just read the Bondi tweet.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A Maryland County
She's not answering the question, sir.
No, she's going to answer the question, and then you can object to her answer.
Make sure that she answers the question?
Finish answer. You just said, please finish your answer.
A Maryland County Police Gang unit agreed that he's MS-13. A reliable confidential informant agreed that he's MS-13. ICE officers agreed that he's MS-13. An immigration judge agreed that he's MS-13. An appellate board agreed that Kilmargo Garcia, your Maryland man, is MS-13.
Okay.
I object.
Have the floor. What do you want to say?
I object because she is misstating the record and the facts. That is not accurate, and therefore I object to that being introduced. There's
Mr.
Sir,
Chairman?
can I explain? You let her go on.
Go ahead.
There is no final court order establishing that he's a member. Maybe he is. So you should put all that evidence before a judge, and if he is MS-13, he should be deported. That's what we're talking about, but you're misstating what all of that evidence is.
No, I think I'm going to make a point here. You basically just read what the Attorney General said, correct?
Yes, sir.
You didn't assert that this was a court order, did you? Did you assert that this was a court order?
I read the Attorney General of the United States.
And you have a right on our committee to submit for unanimous consent or a vote if we want to put it to a vote. This for the record, correct? Is that it?
Yes.
That is correct. Okay,
Mr. Chairman,
she has a right.
Could I review what she is submitting?
No, she can submit something to this committee.
She can submit something to this committee, said the chairman. Translation, she can submit anything, including propaganda, which is what the Attorney General posted about Kilmargo Garcia. The facts, as Democrat Goldman tried to explain, is that no court has ruled that Garcia was a member of MS-13. However, Republicans like MTG think that anything a Trump administration official asserts is more powerful and significant than an actual court record. And by tossing out basic rules of evidence and fundamental integrity and decency, MTG and other Republicans turned these hearings into a propaganda circus. In the end, Congressman Goldman backed down and simply asked if he could see if MTG was actually quoting Attorney General Bondi correctly before the Bondi tweet went into the record.
Given that this is a tweet from the Attorney General that is effectively, I believe, consistent with what Ms. Taylor Greene says, I withdraw my objection.
Now, one might consider this a Marjorie Taylor Greene victory. The Bondi tweet was put into the congressional record. However, Goldman was able to make the point that an attorney general's tweet is not evidence, and that MTG has no idea what the court record is on Garcia. One part of the record is that the U.S. Supreme Court has ruled 9-0 that the Trump administration needs to facilitate Garcia's return to the United States. But the Trump administration refuses to do anything. In a recent news interview, Donald Trump insisted that Garcia has MS13 literally tattooed on his hand. Actually, Garcia has some symbols on his knuckles, which experts say do not signal MS13. And given that immigration and customs enforcement agents have used tattoos to justify deportations, Democratic Congressman Eric Swalwell asked Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to acknowledge the image Trump posted on social media with MS13 photoshopped in was a doctored photo of Garcia.
Is this doctored or is it not doctored?
I am taken quite seriously
Is
because
it doctored or not
I approach my job
doctored?
with the importance that the president has given me to do
I understand.
my job.
Is it doctored or not
One thing
doctored?
that's important to remember is that every single time a case is built.
Madam
against
Secretary, I have a
individuals in the
7-year-old, a
same
6-year-old, and a
protocols.
3-year-old. I have a bullshit detector. I'm just asking you, is this doctored or not doctored?
Sir, the protocols in the case built against
Can you
Kilmargo
answer the
Garcia
question?
were exactly the same.
Madam Secretary,
I don't have
you're-
any knowledge as to that photo you're pointing to.
Okay, can you
I
take
don't,
her,
sir.
can you show her the photo? Walk her the photo down there. No, that one. Please take a look at this photo. It was tweeted by the president on April 21. It's been hanging out there for about a month.
So what is your point?
My question is the numbers and the letter MS13. Could you look at the photo, please? It's right in front of
Are
you.
you saying Abrego Garcia is not a wife
No,
beater?
no, ma'am.
That he's not a criminal,
Ma'am,
he's not a human
you,
trafficker, and
ma'am,
he's not a
you,
member of MS13.
You vouched for Mr. Garcia when
You're
your team
vouching for
said,
a man
ma'am, you
that
vouched
is a
for him when
known
you said he was
violent
mistakenly
criminal.
deported.
Sir,
I didn't vouch for him.
I did not say
In that
He
photo,
should have been deported, absolutely.
It's so
There was
telling
never
that
a
you
mistake
won't look
to
at the
deport
photo.
him, and we will not be bringing
Was
him back
it
to this
doctored or
country.
not?
If, in staying here, if
Can
he
you look
comes
to
back
your
the
right
country, he
at
would
the
be
photo in
leaving
front
right
of you?
away.
Madam Secretary, can you look to the right at the photo in front of you?
I have seen this
Okay.
photo as you held it behind your heads.
Thank you. And the letters MS and the numbers 13, are those
Is
doctored
this your
or
entire
not?
testimony today is on a doctored photo? You don't want to talk about the facts?
Okay,
The
so you-
importance of our national security?
You acknowledge it was
Do
doctored.
to make sure that the United States is protected?
Madam Secretary,
from
this is not a
violent
hard question.
criminals?
Are those doctored or not?
Sir,
Is that actually on his hand or not?
This is unbelievable to me that you're focused.
It's
on
unbelievable
a
to me
photo
that you can't
think-
look at the photo and tell the
I
American
looked at
people.
the photo, but I don't have any knowledge as to this photo.
Talk about a dodge. The photo that Trump posted on social media has been everywhere. But since Donald Trump doesn't seem to know about Photoshop and is using the tattoo lie to implicate Garcia, his Homeland Security Secretary refuses to acknowledge the photo was doctored. Because, God forbid a cabinet secretary says a truth that undermines Donald Trump. This is how the Trump administration operates. Everybody must comply with Dear Leader. Wild and even doctored claims are held up as evidence. Actual court rulings and court orders are to be ignored. And Trump administration propaganda is all that matters. Kudos to House Democrats for confronting administration officials and Republican lawmakers. Basic truths are still important, even if Republicans can't handle that, causing conflict and causing committee hearing fireworks. By the way, Trump Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt now seems to have gone full Baghdad Bob.
Tonight, President Trump may be getting a new ride courtesy of the government of Qatar in the Middle East.
And while in Qatar, sources tell ABC News, President Trump is expected to accept what's likely the most expensive gift a foreign government has ever given to a U.S. president, a super luxury Boeing 747-8 jumbo jet. Aviation experts say the plane is worth an estimated $400 million.
CBS News has learned it's poised to be a gift from Qatar's royal family. It is not ready for presidential use and would need to be retrofitted.
Do you worry that if they give us something like this, they want something in return?
Absolutely not, because they know President Trump and they know he only works with the interests of the American public in mind.
Wait a second, this propaganda sounds familiar. Oh yes.
There is no presence of the American columns in the city of Baghdad.
Oh, he's just across the street from us. We'll go over and talk to him.
Check out that video at the link below. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.